Kelly, the Roman warrior. Chapter 9. Power of the Goddess. After Balrig had been beguiled, Kells and Dracula and Shrek went back to Tutankhamun's temple for getting the gold from him.
Hello, Tutankhamun. We have saved your mine from Balrogs. Can we get that gold in our place, eh?
And so Tutankhamun did give them the gold. He took them into temple, and it was made of stone, and so they went in as well. Inside there was some hieroglyphs of the Caesar being saved by a girl, and a vampire, and green ogre, and an ancient priest, and the girl looked like Kelly, and the vampire was Dracula, and the ogre it was Shrek, and the priest looked like Tutankhamun. Look, an ancient porpoisey. I must come to save the Caesar, Ark, mentioned Kelly, and so then Tutankhamun said, "Thanks." And so they did set off. "I'll make a portal with my ancient magic," said Tutankhamun, and so he did make it, and they step or throw the portal and into a jungle for the rare herb for saving Caesar. It was lots of tree and jungle and green leaves and frog and monkey. Soon a man who was like a praying mantis jumped on from the branches and landed in front of Kelly.
"Oh no!" she screeched. "It is a mantis person!"
And she pulled her sword of Caesar from her pocket, and then she glowed white gold, and her eyes went on fire, and her sword went on fire, and she grew the holy Avenger wings like a power, and swung her sword hard onto the mantis man. He was evil. And then she spoke, but it was not her voice, it was the voice of the goddess Athenia. "Sir, put me power in this magic sword in case he was ever disappeared. My power has been growing in the sword, and now I am one with Kelly. We will save the Caesar together." And then the fire went off, and she was back to her normal voice again. And then a bunch more Naddis people did come, and some Spider-Men, and then they said, "Ha ha, we are the army of insectos. There are over 10 squad of us. We can destroy you." And then they suffocated the Insectus army. Dracula pulled his sword and cut the mantis yet in the head, and the bleeded green blued all over the floor, and Tutankhamun, a sandstorm, and whirling sand hit Siam's spider people in the face, and then they were died. But there was many of them, and then a master insector came. He had blood red armor and a saber sword that was over 8 feet long and a lot spikes. And then Kelly pulled her magic sword of avenging Athorna power and spoke in the voice of Anitha. "I will challenge you, Master Insketor, and I will win." "You cannot spot me. I am victor of many battles. I will fight you." And so he left down, and the battle started. Chapter 10. Old Woman's Prophecy. In the battle, Athena Kelly did a sword swing and struck the mantis lord in face, and he did a saber slash and hit Athenia Kells, and she bleeded Olga, she cried, and then it began to rain light onto the battle field, and holy power blinded the mantis lord, and then it was a explosion of light and magic, and Athena Kelly's eyes glowed golden and white, and then she shouted, "You cannot defeat a goddess, pathetic mantis man!" And a blot of holy light hit the mantis lord, and he buried up an Axe's skater on the floor, and the wind blew them away. And then the holy power blew up all the insect army, and there was nothing left. "Woohoo! We have done with the battle," said Dracula happily, And then Tutankhamun saw the rare herb on the floor, so he picked it and mentioned, "Look, I have got the skillet herb for the magic spell." And so it was time for them to go back to the woman hut for the spell. So they did it. The old woman did the magic spell, and then she said,
"Oh no, the Caesar has been captured by Sueuron in Mordir and the army of Orc."
And he was working with Godzilla to capture him as well. "Orc," whispered Kells, and so they went into Leaf Hut. But then woman's eye has turned red, and she spoke in a drac voice. "Ha! I am the Hades, the evil god. I work for Sauron. I have possessed the old women. Did you think I would let you go alive?" And then the woman threw end into Hades, and he was like a massive skeleton with blue fire around and also black eye and a bulk spirit crown. "Quick, run! I will stop the Hades," said Sherk, and so Dracula and Tutankhamun and Kells did run on outside, and meanwhile Sherk fighted the Hades. The Hades spawned a massive horde of skeleton and zombie and spirit, and they carved at Sherk and Donkey and the cat, and then they sacrificed themselves for save Kelly and the rest. "We must have an exit," yellowed Dracula, but Kelly said,
"No, we must get to Mordor. Sherk will be remember well."
And so they did go on the way to Mordor.